Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alicia and we are going to be checking in for week 3 of April from the 16th to the 22nd. So let's go ahead and just jump right into this thing. There's a few things I wanted to talk about too, so let me just try my best to remember. Just give you guys a heads up that I might be a little loopy right now, but I mean, I feel like I'm like that in a lot of videos lately. But let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the app that I use, which is the Daily Budget app. Speaking of apps, we use these apps because we are cashless budgeters and we use these to kind of calculate our expenses and everything like that, so we can keep track of it and we can budget with it. And it's just been convenient just having it on the app. But a few of you guys have let me know that the multi-budget app is no longer in the app store, and I tried to find it and I couldn't find it either. So I think the developer, I don't know, they got rid of it, took it down or what. So because I'm not sure, I don't even remember who the developer was, but I can't even pull it up, because if I do this for another one, I'm able to share the app for all the other apps. But when I try to do that for the multi-budget for a share app, it tells me this item is not available to share. But I can do that for other apps, like share app, and I can send it to somebody. I kind of had to take that part off screen because it pulled up my personal contacts. But yeah, I'm guessing that multi-budget app is no longer available to use, which really sucks, because I loved how simple it was, and the 6 envelopes were just enough categories for me to use, since I only have 5 categories that I really like to keep track of for day to day. I was looking around for other apps and I found this app called Real Budget. Now, I don't know how I feel about it yet, so I'm still playing around with it, but I just wanted to tell you guys because I don't want to keep using an app that you guys won't be able to get. So for the Real Budget, this is also free from as far as I'm aware. It's kind of the same concept. It's free. You don't have to hook up your bank accounts, and you can just track your envelopes. It kind of took me a little bit of time to figure out and to set up the envelopes the way I wanted to set it up, though I still need to readjust this. I kind of wish I could drag the envelopes to reorganize it, but so far it looks cool. So these are my groceries, eating out, gas allowance, pups categories. I think this is all categories down here. There's an everything spent down here is what I'm assuming, but you're able to spend it from each category and you're able to click on it to see what was spent. So I actually really like this so far. To be honest, I'm gonna keep playing around with this and see if maybe I can mush the 2 categories together for the daily budget and multi-budget, so I only have to use 1 category, which would be amazing. I said multi-budget, didn't I mean the real budget. But if I could mush those 2, that would be pretty cool. So I'm gonna see what happens. But as of right now, it looks like it's doing its thing. You could put transactions in here. So tests, you do I don't know, let's do 20. You do keep it as withdraw, and it has this little image of cash. Oh no. And then you can see it in here, $20, and it deducts from the overall groceries. So far, it looks really good. So I just wanted to bring that up and talk to you guys about it. So that's called Real Budget from the App Store. Oh, but anyway, so going back to the app we use is the Daily Budget app. Currently, we are checking in from the 16th to the 22nd. So let's scroll to the 16th. Oh, wait. 16. Okay, here it is. We had a few transactions. This is where I'm pulling everything from. So we had these fork and knife is the icon that I chose to symbolize eating out, and then grocery cart is for groceries. So this is where I'm pulling the transactions from. All right, so starting with the 16th, we've been very spendy this month. Just an FYI, we've been spending a lot on food, but the first category is for Rita's. So Rita's was $6. Rita's was so good too. We don't get Rita's often, but we definitely do get it when the weather is extremely hot, because I feel it really just hits the spot. But the funny thing is I really love the custard with a little bit of water ice. My husband loves the water ice, so we always get the mix of the 2. I know what it's called, but my brain is just not working right now. But we always get that one. Oh, gelato. No, it's not a gelato. What the heck is it called? Oh my god, it's gonna drive me crazy now. Anyway, but we always share that one. The next thing we got was for Pizza Hut. That was $25. And I've been like really enjoying their pan pasta. I know it's like easier to make at home, but I just went through a phase of just being really low energy, and then we were just ordering food quite often. But that was for that day. Then we had another transaction for H Mart. This blue color is to symbolize our groceries category, and we spent $29 at H Mart just to pick up some things. This is our key over here, what each color, what it indicates, if you guys wanted to know as well. And just like, I know this is like random, but this month's colorway is gorgeous. Then nothing was spent on the 17th, 18th, or 19th, which is pretty sweet. On Thursday, we had an expense for Sardi's. We got some Sardi's to take out food, and our daughter actually loves Sardi's chicken, which is funny because like she doesn't really like a lot of things. For example, she does not like eggs. She does not like congee. It's like a rice porridge, plain. Like she just loves chicken. She loves chicken. I think that's her favorite thing, because if she knows it's chicken, she will just mouth wide open. She'll just eat it. But that was on the 20th. Then on the 21st, we had Chick-fil-A. My husband really wanted a sandwich, and he got me a salad. I really like their chipotle salad because of that dressing. But I feel like that one pack of dressing is not enough for me. But that was for Chick-fil-A. Then on the 22nd, we had another eating out expense, which was for Sardi's. Since our daughter loves chicken so much, we ended up getting like 2 whole chickens so we can eat it, and then also we can share it with her. But that was for the rest of this week. So there definitely was a lot of food spending. Oh, wait a second. I realized it was only to the 22nd, so the rest of these transactions will be for next week. Oh, all right, let's see. So this is what we're looking like so far. We were starting off the month so good with not eating out so much, but now there's like a bunch of green going on for eating out. I'm placing these none spent stickers to mark the days that no money was spent. I really like doing that so I can kind of see visually what is left. Now let's go ahead and check in. This should be a pretty quick check-in since there's only like 2 all eating out and then 1 grocery. So we're gonna flip to our weekly check-in. I was confused for a second, but this is not filled in all the way. We spent a lot of money for groceries in this last week, so this groceries is gonna deplete for sure. But so far, the only one that we spent for groceries this week was for H Mart, and that was $29. And you guys already know we're taking out of our rollover first. So it was only $29, and that we're taking out a rollover. Since we started rollover for $200 for our groceries, and every week we've only been spending, like, we're not even done with the rollover yet, which is crazy. That means our actual budget, we still have $400 that we budgeted for. Okay, I wanted to write down the rest of the categories just to track that rollover. So for groceries was the only one we got rollover from, and we had $96 left over from that rollover. That minus the $29 that we spent, we still have $67 remaining for the rollover category, and we'll just leave it like that for next week. Now talking about this week, we already know that we didn't spend anything else besides from the eating out category, which is this green color. So let's add that all up together. We have $25 plus $6. That's $31. This side is all completed. Next we have this side. We have Sardi's, which is $35 plus $29 for Chick-fil-A plus $65 for Sardi's again, which means we spent a total of $160 this week alone on just eating out, which is very bad, very bad. But let's see, $160. Last week we had $214. So that minus the $160 equals $54. And then that means these remaining categories, we're still at $47, $51, and $79 since nothing was spent from them. So we still have that same exact amount. I'm actually going to try using this in matching it up. So next week when we do our weekly check-in, I can give you guys an update on this app. So let me actually do that now real quick and I can show you guys what it looks like. So that matches eating out 54, groceries 400, gas 47, allowance 51, pups and beans 79, rollover for groceries. We still have the $67, so I just wanted to make sure I have rollover for groceries in there. So I'm gonna see how it goes and I'll fill you guys in for next week's check-in. But anyway, so let's go ahead and finish this one. We're now gonna go ahead and check in for our checking account to make sure that all matches. Let's do these dashes because it's basically like the starting amount, which is what we ended with last week, but I'm not going to transfer it over. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I feel like this will be really helpful if I made a mistake and I cannot figure it out for the life of me and I had a new starting amount. I'd probably have to put that in here. Luckily enough, that has not happened yet. I make a lot of mistakes, but I'm usually able to figure out what it was. And it usually has to do with me doing a miscalculation. But let's do our categories. So we have our monthly budget categories, which is our day-to-day expenses, then our bills, then our sinking funds, and then we have our rollover, which is new because this month we have rollover. So let's go ahead and write this in. Firstly, we have our monthly budget, which are our day-to-day categories, which is these ones on this side. We only spent $160 in total. The reason why is because this $29 came from our rollover money because our grocery budget is still left untouched. So that means that $29 is actually in rollover. Next week, we used up the rest of the rollover and a lot of our budget money. So I'll talk about that when we check in next week for how I end up putting that in here too. But there's that. For sinking funds, nothing came out of sinking funds. I mean, we had some transactions, but this was on the 23rd and we're currently not checking in for that week. So those expenses will leave for next week. Last but not least is our bills. So let's see what bills came out. We still have our mortgage, internet, Spotify, gas, and electric that need to come out. So I'm going to go ahead and check our checking account and credit cards to see what came out so far. Okay, so I am back. So it looks like we had our mortgage that came out, our gas, and our electric. Those are 3 that came out. 2 of them came out directly from our checking account, and 1 of them came out of our credit card, so we need to transfer that money. But I actually forgot that there was 1 more. I like to, whenever we do the weekly check-ins, I always check our checking accounts and our credit cards to see if there's any like weird transactions, fraud, like that kind of stuff. But I realized we actually had our sewer come out as well. Our sewer bill, our quarterly bill, I totally forgot that was supposed to come out. That was $136.33, but we do round it up, so that was $137, and we are going to check that in for this week too. So I'm gonna put a check here. I'll remember that we didn't calculate these because those are not going to have a check for next week. But $137 from sinking funds. So we actually did have some sinking fund transactions. $137, and that came out of credit card. Now for bills, let's add this all up together for what came out. Of course, we had our mortgage, that plus our gas, $72.05, plus we had $42.59. That equals a total of $2,336.64 that came out for all of our bills. Now that looks good. Now let's do the calculation. So for our day-to-day expenses, we had $791. That minus $160 equals the remaining of $631 for our day-to-day. Then we had our bills. We started with $2,506.66 minus $2,336.64. That means we still have a leftover of $170.02 for our remaining bills. Sinking funds, we started since last week. We had $3,910. That minus $137 equals $3,773. Our car insurance was supposed to come out. That did not come out yet. I wonder when it's supposed to come out. I'll have to have my husband check the portal to see when it comes out. Anyway, and then from rollover, we spent $29. We had $96. That minus $29 equals $67 left over for rollover. Now let's talk about our accounts. All right, so talking about these accounts, let's talk about these numbers. So for this one, it is no longer that amount. It's actually $4,380.17. You guys will see that it's basically the previous number plus $1,300, which is what we got paid for a paycheck. We have it set to every time we get paid, we transfer $1,300. So that is why it's that exact amount more. So that is what is in that account currently for our short-term savings. So essentially the money that comes in for this current month of April is going to be our budget for May. We still have one more paycheck to go. So by the time we get that paycheck, we should be good. Next we have is our second checking account. So let's talk about how much is in here currently. Right now in that account, we currently have, this is no longer the correct amount. It is $5,039.11 that is in there, but I'm getting ahead of myself. I should probably do the transfers first. So ignore what I said. Let's just move on and do transfers real quick, and then we'll talk about it. So we're doing the transfers real quick. Let's go ahead and transfer over for our day-to-day expenses. 160 plus 137 plus 29, because we know for a fact out of our sinking funds or rollover, our day-to-day expenses, we use our credit cards for those 1000%. We're going to go ahead and transfer $326 real quick from our reserve account that holds those funds. So as you guys can see, monthly budget categories is this one here. Bills is our bills, sinking funds is sinking funds. I just never updated to put rollover since this is our one and only month we're doing rollover. And then just to further explain, our monthly budget categories is our little section here for eating out, groceries, gas allowance, pups. Our bills is all of our bills down here for variable and fixed bills. And then we have our sinking funds, which is all of our sinking funds broken down as well. Now, let me do the transfer and I will be right back. Now, lastly, of course, we didn't calculate bills yet. The reason why is because bills, certain things automatically come out of our checking account, which means we don't need to worry about it because the institution already took our real life money and it wasn't paid with a credit card. So those ones is our mortgage, that one is good, and our electric, that one is good. The only other one is our gas. Gas is the only one that got paid with our credit card. So we still have the money and we have to pay the credit card. So 7205 is the last one that we have to transfer. So I'm going to transfer this amount and I'll be right back. And it's going to be from the same account, from the second checking to our primary, since this is the account that we use to make all of our payments for our credit cards, to do transfers to our external savings. And the primary reason why we like having this account is because once money is in here, we don't need to really worry about it or recalculate things or try to remember, like, did that payment come out yet? Like, how much do I have to remember to deduct? It's just so much easier for my brain to have that account to just be our holder account for outgoing funds. All right, so we are looking good. Now that is all completed, now let's do our balance. So let's talk about how much is actually in this account currently. So let me remove this sticker since we no longer need it. I'm gonna put this one here. This is not the accurate number anymore. How much is in here is $4,641. Oh, and 6 cents. It's actually with 6 cents. So 46.4106 is in here. And we got 4 cents of interest again. So I guess I should put that in here for interest. Well, the interest is 0.04 cents. This cents is always affecting my numbers for sure, but let's go ahead and just add this all up to see if that adds up. So we have 631 plus 170.02 plus 3773 plus 67 plus 0.04. So let's see. 464106. Yes, that matches perfectly. Amazing. We love when numbers match over here. So 4106, that looks good. So that means that these accounts, these numbers are accurate, so we don't really need to worry about this anymore. This is how much is currently in our short-term savings. This is how much is currently in our second reserve account. And then money in here, I'm just going to use to pay our credit card real quick. But yes, so that is the numbers matching for our weekly balance. Now, last but not least, let's do our Savopoly rules. So for our Savopoly rules, was it last week or was it the previous week? I don't remember, but there was one of the weeks where I got like a little chickened out because we've been like rolling so high the previous weeks, like close to $100 per week, that I got a little worried, and I started actually, instead of saving $10 like we were originally doing, I ended up like collecting the $10, and we're not going to do that. So I do definitely appreciate you guys for holding me accountable, because the point of Savopoly, and we set these rules, I want to be able to stick to them, especially because like the point that I wanted to do 3 rolls instead of like 1 roll, and I wanted to save instead of collect, and I wanted to do all these different things is to save and kind of slim down our sinking funds. I shouldn't just like get nervous and then change things up. That's definitely something that I tend to do all of the time, and it's really bad. We're going to definitely stick to what we set it to originally and just save. So that original $10 that I ended up not saving, I'm going to add to this week's saving. So that means that's already $10 that we're going to save. But let's just roll. And I'm going to use my little dice app. This is the dice app I got from the App Store. It's free as well, and you can choose how many dice. I personally picked 2 dice, but you can definitely do 1, you can do 3, however many you'd like. But let's do our first roll. This is a 5. So our little hat guy over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is save $24. I feel like I want to change my little hat guy up. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to change my little hat to... Let's change it to the car. When I was little, I always wanted the car, but now I really like using the hat. But I'm going to put this... I mean, nothing's wrong with it. It's still like sticky and everything, but... Okay, I'll just put this hat back on here then. But I just wanted to kind of change up the token because I've been rolling this whole year and I haven't even changed the token. But that is $24, so that's plus 24. Now let's do another roll. This is our second roll, and that is 2. We already know when we land on doubles, we're going to save double what we land on. So that is 1, 2, which is $26. And then of course double 26 means plus 26 plus another 26, and that is $86. Next we're gonna roll again. That is double again for 10. Literally, what luck am I having over here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I guess not that bad luck. So what is this? Chest. It says roll dice, treat yourself to that amount. But again, instead of doing like the little positive things in here, we're going to just strictly just save. So instead of rolling dice to treat ourselves, we're going to roll the dice and save that amount. So that is 8. But since we did doubles, it's going to be 8 plus 8. So that's going to be plus 16. That means we're saving a total of $102 for this week. I guess I got a good break so far, but maybe not anymore. That is 102 that we're saving for week 3. All right, and you know what's funny? All of these rolls, 46, 94, 58, 41, we have 98, 110, 102. The week, I'm pretty sure this was the week that I decided to not collect. I'm pretty sure this is the week that I decided to collect $10 instead of saving it. And this, of course, was like my least rolled week. Like, what the heck? It's definitely a sign that I shouldn't be a chicken, for sure. Okay, but that is how much we rolled for Savopoly for this week. I am struggling with my thoughts, for sure, but I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I always love rolling with you guys. I feel like this has been so much fun. I feel like there's things that I want to say, but I can't say it yet. But anyway, so I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. lost my train of thought again. I'm trying to do the outro. What do I usually say for the outro? Thank you guys so much as always for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.